There. Thank you. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. O my Lord, I offer my respectful obeisance unto the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Narayana Namaskritya Naram Chaiva Narottamam Devim Saraswatim Vyasam Tato Jaya Mudirayet. Before reciting this Srimad Bhagavatam, which is the very means of conquest, one should offer respectful obeisances unto the personality of Godhead, Narayan, unto Narayan Rishi, the supermost human being, unto Mother Saraswati, the goddess of learning, and unto Srila Vyasadeva, the author. Srinvatan Katha Krishna, Punya Shravana Kirtana, Hidyantastu Hyabadrani Vidunoti Suhir Satam. Sri Krishna, the personality of Godhead, who is the Paramatma, the super soul, in everyone's heart, and the benefactor of the truthful devotee, cleanses desire for material enjoyment from the heart of the devotee who has developed the urge to hear his messages, which are in themselves virtuous when properly heard and chanted. Nashtaprayir sabhadreshu nityam bhagavata sevaya bhagati utamashloke bhaktir bhavati naistiki. By regular attendance in classes on the Bhagavatam and by rendering of service to the pure devotee, all that is troublesome to the heart is almost completely destroyed, and loving service unto the personality of Godhead, who is praised with transcendental songs, is established as an irrevocable fact. Reading of Srimad Bhagavatam, 4th Canto, Chapter 19. Came Pritus 100 horse sacrifices, and I will be reading text 23 to 25. Text 23. Yani rupani jagrahem indrohaya jihirsaya kandam ihochyate. Synonyms. Yani, all those which, rupani, forms, jagrahe, accepted, Indra, the king of heaven, Haya, the horse, Jihirsaya, with a desire to steal, Tani, all those, Papasya, of sinful activities, Kandani, signs, Lingam, the symbol, Kandam, the word Kanda, Iha, here, Uchyate, is said. Translation in purport of His Divine Grace, Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada. Whatever different forms Indra assumed as a mendicant because of his desire to seize the horse were symbols of atheistic philosophy. According to Vedic civilization, sannyasa is one of the essential items in the program of the Varnashrama institution. One should accept sannyas according to the parampara system of the acharyas. At the present moment, however, many so-called sannyasis or mendicants have no understanding of God consciousness. Such sannyasa was introduced by Indra because of his jealousy of Maharaj Prithu, and what he introduced is again appearing in the age of Kali. Practically, none of the sannyasas in this age are bona fide. No one can introduce any new system into the Vedic way of life. If one does so out of malice, he is to be known as Vasandi, or atheist. In the Vaishnava Tantra, it is said, Yastu Narayanam Devam Brahma Rudradida Devatahim Sa Mad Vinaivaka Vikshita Sa Pasandi Bhavet Dhruvam. Although it is forbidden, there are many Pasandis who coin terms like Daridra Narayana and Swami Narayana. Although not even such demigods as Brahma and Shiva can be equal to Narayan. Text 24 and 25. Evam indre haratyashvam vaina jagna jiham sayam Tadgrita Vrishistesu Pankadeshu Matirninam Dharmaiti Upadharmeshu Nanga Rakta Patadishu Prayana Sajate Bryantya Peshaleshu Chavakmishu. Synonyms. Evam, thus, Indre, when the king of heaven, Rati, stole, Ashvam, the horse, Vainya, of the son of King Dina, Yajna, the sacrifice, Dihamsaya, with the desire to top, Tat, by him, Grihita, accepted, Vrishtatesu, abandoned, Pakandeshu, towards the sinful dress, Mati, attraction, Nirnam, of the people in general, Dharma, system of religion, iti, thus, Upadharmashu, towards false religious systems, Nagna, naked, Raktapata, red robe, Adishu, etc. Prayana, generally, Sajate is attracted, Brahantya, foolishly, Pishalishu, expert, Chang, and Vakmishu, eloquent. Translation. In this way, King Indra, in order to steal the horse from King Prithu's sacrifice, adopted several orders of sannyasa. Some sannyasis go naked, and sometimes they wear red garments and pass under the name of kapalika. These are simply symbolic representations of their sinful activities. Their so-called sannyasis are very much appreciated by sinful men because they are all godless atheists and very expert in putting forward arguments and reasons to support their case. We must know, however, that they are only passing as adherents of religion and are not so in fact. Unfortunately, bewildered persons accept them as religious, and being attracted to them, they spoil their life. Purport. As stated in Srimad Bhagavatam, men in this age of Kali are short-lived, devoid of spiritual knowledge, and susceptible to accept false religious systems due to their unfortunate condition. Thus, they always remain mentally disturbed. The Vedic Shastras practically prohibit the adoption of sannyasa in the age of Kali because less intelligent men may accept the sannyasa order for cheating purposes. Actually, the only religion is the religion of surrender unto the Supreme Personality of Godhead. We must serve the Lord in Krishna consciousness. All other systems of sannyasa and religion are actually not bona fide. In this age, they are simply passing for religious systems. This is most regrettable. I offer my respectful obeisance to my spiritual master, who has opened my eyes, which were blinded by the darkness of ignorance, with the touchline of knowledge. Hare Krishna, and thank you for thank you for giving me the opportunity to serve you, save my Guru Maharaj and Srimad Bhagavatam. I pray for your kindness as I attempt to share my understanding on these verses, and pray to my Guru Maharaj to guide me and forgive my shortcomings. So we have read about the greatness of King Prithu and how he initiated 100 horses sacrifices, Ashwamedha, and the sacred line of Brahmavarta. These sacrifices actually attracted the very Supreme Personality of Godhead, Lord Vishnu, who was personally present along with Lord Brahma and Lord Shiva, as well as other important personalities. These sacrifices resulted in great prosperity, with nature itself supplying abundant resources. However, there comes Indra, who loves to get into trouble. So the king of heaven, who felt threatened by King Prithu's growing spiritual and material prestige, attempted to disrupt the sacrifices. Indra stole the sacrificial horse multiple times, each time disguising himself in a sannyasa dress, and Prithu's son Vijitsava, Vijitsava, Vijitatsva, sorry. So repeatedly retrieved the horse under the guidance of sage Atri, exposing Indra's deceit. So eventually, Indra's actions led to the introduction of false renunciates who exploited religious garbs for personal gains. And this is an example of setting a precedent. In this case, this precedent was not a positive one, but one that have consequences to this very day, where false religious practices are misleading people away from genuine spirituality. Srila Prabhupada expressed that religion without philosophy is sentiment and sometimes fanaticism, while philosophy without religion is mental speculation. And you see the corruption of true renunciation caused by envy, jealousy. Srila Prabhupada warned that jealousy is very dangerous. So if I cannot get it my way, I should use tactics that will prevent others from achieving what I have or more. That mentality brings us down. The Vedic system emphasizes sannyasa as the means of spiritual advancement, undertaken through the parampara system under the guidance of acharyas, bona fide spiritual master. And again, emphasis on bona fide. As we can see, Indra's fraudulent ascetic disguises introduced a distortion of this sacred institution, and many so-called renunciates in Kali Yoga, following his footsteps, using the garb, the religious dress to deceive others rather than practicing genuine renunciation. And so we should be careful, we should guard against such fake individuals and the garb of sannyasa. We, or any other religious things that garbs that command respect. We respect every living entity, but we respectfully stay away. This is part of properly using our free will. Indra's mendicant disguise were symbols of atheistic philosophy, promoting external renunciation while being devoid of God consciousness. And Srila Prabhupada highlights that in Kali Yoga, many so-called religious leaders misled people with fabricated philosophies, sometimes equating demigods or even ordinary beings with Narayan, like Daridra Narayan or Swami Narayan, which is condemned in scripture. From the Nectar of Devotion, we find the 10 offenses against the holy name. And the second one is to consider the names of demigods like Lord Shiva or Lord Brahma to be equal to or independent of the name of Lord Vishnu. Srimad Bhagavatam warns the people in this age and that they are easily misled by false religious due to their lack of spiritual knowledge. Many take sannyasa for material gains, deceiving others while being applauded by similarly misguided individuals. This results in widespread confusion and spiritual degradation. Sometimes they are not dressed in saffron, but are behind a mic, creating millions of followers and misguiding them while pretending to care for them and guiding them into the right direction. But many such influencers or life coaches or pseudo gurus, they have me, my, and mine first. They very easily impress others, particularly those who are very easily influenced due to lack of real spiritual knowledge, and they do not realize when they have been given themselves cheated to those imposters rather than connecting on the right path. Being impressed is one thing, and that impression may stay there for some time, but when sincere soul inspires us, there's a change and there's a permanent reaction, just the way Srila Prabhupada continues to this day to inspire millions. We can see the example of Hiranyakashipu. He had the right knowledge, but the wrong intention. He needed support. He quoted Shastra perfectly, but not to bring everyone closer to Krishna, but rather to himself, to draw support for himself. He suffered, of course, the consequences. The intention was wrong. So attention to intention, attention to intention. The purport concludes that real religion is surrender to the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Krishna. All other so-called religious systems, when not centered on devotion to Krishna, are ultimately misleading and regrettable. Krishna himself tells Arjuna, Sarva dharmam paritraja mamekam saranam praja aham tvam sarva paveyo mokshayasami masucha. Do not fear. Abandon all varieties of religion and just surrender unto me. I shall deliver you from all sinful reactions. Do not fear. So let this part of the story, not a story, history, itihas, serve as warning against spiritual hypocrisy and emphasize the importance of following the bona fide parampara, the system for true religious practice. We need to be conscious of the danger of envy and insecurity, fear, unethical behavior. Prithu Maharaj's offering, the yagnas, were not just rituals, but acts of devotion to attract divine personalities and for bringing prosperity to all living beings. He was serving the Lord for his pleasure and for the benefit of all. So this is an excellent example of serving the Lord in such a way, for his pleasure and for the benefit of all. This is how sincere spiritual practices can uplift society. Indra's false sannyasa dress represents a distortion of dharma. It stated that such false renunciates who misuse religious symbols for personal agendas emerge as the consequence of Indra's actions. So this serves as a caution against hypocrisy in religious life. And we also see that despite being a warrior, I forget his name, Vijitasva initially refrains from attacking Indra, respecting the external symbols of renunciation. However, under the guidance of his bona fide guru, of his bona fide sadhu, patrimony, he learns that genuine spirituality is marked by integrity and not mere external appearance. Let's not forget that the dress of the devotee is his character, and the Vaishnava etiquette, his ornaments. And for more clarification, consult with Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. But so we see many talking the talk, but we should see that they also walk the walk. Similarly, we should apply this to ourselves. We need to correct ourselves. We need to see our faults first, see the virtue in others. Difficult to do, particularly in Kali Yoga, as we tend to think of others' faults and not our own. And then we tend to correct, to control, to criticize without any spiritual or consular authority. So again, attention to intention. Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu has shown us the way to lead, to correct, and all with the proper example. And to conclude, this is a lesson on sincere devotion versus material ambition. The difference between following by conviction and just by tradition. One will lead to knowledge, the other one to confusion. One will make us God-loving, and the other one will make us God-fearing. The choice is ours. Krishna has given us free will to use, abuse, or misuse. When we are well-wishers of all, when we remember that the Lord is sitting in the heart of every single living entity, we are remembering Krishna. But when envy, when jealousy, when all these anarthas kicks in, and we are unable to see the bigger picture to serve the Lord because of my false ego, then we are forgetting Krishna. So which one should we choose to nurture? Anyways, time's up. Thank you very much for the opportunity to serve Srimad Bhagavatam, my Guru Maharaj, and all of you. Kindly forgive me for my shortcomings, and I wish you a beautiful and blessed day.